What I'm doing is I'm cleaning the different areas. Now, this has an access hole for an oiler to press in, and since it's not threaded and I've cleaned around it and sucked out everything I could, I thought I would go ahead and wrap it with some of this stretch wrap just to keep the stuff out. And I didn't do the same thing here. Since I don't have the correct thread, I wrapped this bolt here with electrical tape and just kind of gave it a little twist so it seats in here and keeps any paint from getting in here, because yes, I'm going to put a little paint on her. And I've just wire wheeled around this one right here. I did try putting a wrench on it. It doesn't want to come loose. I'm not going to force it. I don't want to snap it off. It's all brass. I vacuumed out everything I could, wrapped it with the stretch wrap and a little bit of electrical tape to keep everything clean. This one here, I'm just going over it now, and I thought I'd go in and get the camera. I'm cleaning this off. I'm going to put a little masking over the label here. I don't want to mess it up. And I think I've said before, the ways we're not going to go ahead and paint. I don't want to paint those. You don't have to paint everything on this little girl. Just like this here. I think I'm just going to clean this up if I have to with my Dremel or something. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Let's see if I can get this open here without having it fall anywhere. I did clean out in here quite a bit. There was a whole lot of stuff that came off here. I used the scraper and an abrasive wheel to get most of it off of here. There's still just a little bit. Oh yeah, oh, a little bit. Heck, I missed a whole lot of it. Oh well, we're going to have to go back and revisit this area, aren't we? Anyway, I'm not going to try to pull this off of here until I can get a manual. I have a cutaway view of the whole spindle assembly, but I do not feel comfortable messing with it. So, that being said, if there's anyone out there that's got any information that I could use, please let me know. I'd greatly appreciate it. There we go. So that's kind of where we're at with the Abrasive 1.5. I still like saying it. I can't help it, guys. Yep, I think that's what we're going to have to use. I already went and bought it. So, they do not sell the machinery enamel that I could throw some generic hardener in and get a really good protection quality out of it. Yeah, they don't sell it anymore, at least not in my state. So if there's anyone that can get a hold of me before I can put this on there, and if you have the right stuff or access to it, I'd appreciate it. But that's where we're at with the paint. I'm just having such a blast. I'm still 6. I'm not getting any older, guys. I can't get any younger, or Mom wouldn't let me come out here unsupervised. So I'm having such a blast. Yeah, whoever painted this built up a layer of paint right on the edge of this operating instruction label here. I think it's the car guy inside of me that makes me do stuff like this. Because there's been quite a few cars that I've built over the years that haven't been really super nice, but if you look at them as a whole, you'll see that everything is clean. It's where it's supposed to be, even though it's not nick-free, dent-free, scratch-free. I try to make everything look as presentable as possible. Oh, what the heck was that? Do you see that? Well, in this series of clips here, I'm talking through my mask. We're going to go ahead and clean part of the saddle. I'm not doing anything underneath since it really wasn't dirty. The original paint is more than intact. It looks great. So I'm not going to do anything with the underside except for wipe it off before I put it on. So here we go with the top. Actually didn't take that much cleaning, I guess. Got most of it up when I had it out there in the carport. She looks good. Okay, well, that's casting. We can clean her up, give her a coat of paint, and set her aside and wait for someone to come over and help me lift it up, because there's no way I'm getting this up on that mill, oh my. There's no way I'm getting this up on that surface grinder by myself. I'd say 250 is probably about what it weighs. So, that ain't gonna happen. Thought I'd give you guys a little closer look at it. So that's where I'm at with the saddle. I don't think she needs to be cleaned too much more than that. Well, I think that's all I'm going to record, guys. I've got another hour's work in here, so we don't need to drag it on that long. Okay, I'll show it to you if you promise not to laugh. Yes, that's the table. But anyway, don't look at the red paint or the gray paint. Can you pick this up I'm not sure if I could see it or not, but that's scraping. All I did was take my little Arkansas stone and run it across there. And this one too. Right here. It's all up and down there. And these here, there. But anyway, it's not quite as much on the middle ones, but there we go. Now you can see. So I'd say the table, at least on the top surface here, looks pretty darn good. It's amazing what all that dirt and crust and crud can hide. Yeah, since I'm showing you painted parts, I might as well show you this. There you go. There's what those look like. They've been worn pretty good. This one's got a little groove in it going right down here. But other than that, they really don't look that bad. There's that groove. It looks like something got caught in there and it was running up and back for a long time. I put my stone on that one also. No scraping popped out at me, but at least there's no high spots. There was a couple tiny burrs right on an edge, on the inside edge there, but that's all there was of that. Anyway, and that is the same table. Right there is the serial number 1131. And it's the same serial number that's on the machine itself down here. So this is what I've got done so far. I cleaned them up really nice. Got a lot of hours in cleaning those. Seriously. I didn't paint the inside because I didn't feel it needed it. I just kind of went up and over the edge here and that's about it. The only reason I enhanced the recessed areas in red is because when I run the lube in there, I need something to help it drain. And when we build engines, we'll coat the inside of the block and the top part of the heads on the inside where the oil returns are, we'll coat those with red Gyptol, and that helps the oil return faster. I'm just hoping the red enamel that I put on here will help the fluid run down the drain there, through here, out here, and back in the bucket nice and smoothly how it's supposed to, and I shouldn't have too much buildup that I can't just wipe off with a paper towel. So I should just be able to go through it and wipe it right off and have a clean surface again and not have all that buildup that will cling to the raw cast iron. And here I have the cap. Here's the gearbox here with the backside. Anyway, this cap goes on right here. This gear assembly with all this sticky stuff that I'm going to put in here and put some solvent in a minute. This bearing doesn't want to turn too well, but we'll get her freed up. We're going to stick her in here along with the flip top oilers for the top of the tower. But anyway, we're going to clean this all up and I'll get back with you and show you what we got here with the bearing, because it feels pretty grungy. There we go. It feels pretty darn grungy. So anyway, that's where we're at with the bearings and the gearbox on the front of the table. Oh hey, that actually slides really good now. Anyway, this is what holds the screw that adjusts the saddle and this mounts directly inside the body of the surface grinder. It just slides right in the front. If I could spit that out. I had a really hard time spitting that out. I don't know why there. And I've got a few little parts here. Oh, this here that we're playing on is the Brown and Sharp mag chuck. I just had it up here on the workbench, and you know, it's kind of heavy to move around. Yeah, it weighs a couple pounds. It's just a little tough for me to move around sometimes. Wow, looks like this tie is a little tough for me too. With my wire cutters. So here's all the other little bits and pieces, the wheels. I just put them in here and kind of wrapped them up. The two broken pieces that go on top of the tower. There's supposed to be some other cast iron guard that goes on top of the tower. That's for my saddle feed that I broke. Anyway, everything else is here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw all this in the little bucket here. Put our solvent in there. I'm not going to throw these. These are going to be taken care of a little bit better than that. I'm going to go ahead and clean this out here. Wow, I can see all the crud inside here. You see all that crud inside there? So yeah, chunks of stuff. We're going to go ahead and clean all that out too. It looks like a bronze bushing in there. It was pressed in. We'll clean up the two little oilers here. The one on the right either has a wick in it or a bunch of gunk. So I got to be careful with that. I got to check the one on the left. Yeah, it might have a wick in it also. Or a cotton plug or something to keep the oil from just running through. So I'm going to go ahead and soak this also when I get my other parts out of the washer or soaker. I'll leave those in there overnight. I'll pull them out in the morning and I'll let you see me clean them off. So here's the set of plates. Yeah, I'll be careful with the wheels. Here's the set of plates that go underneath the motor and head assembly and down towards the saddle. And I guess they're just individual. This looks like the top one. There we go. I see how they go together. Oh, that's what the groove is for in there. So when they go up, they clip on each other and it pulls them all up. And then when they go down, well, they don't flip back like that. That's just me holding it here. But no, when they go down, it just slides over this one and goes to the next one and keeps on sliding down. That's pretty ingenious. Here's the one that was kind of ripped off the machine. But it's only because it got all jammed up with crud. You can see where it was really grinding on it. So we'll get all this cleaned up here. Here's the guard for the inside, and here's the upper tower guard. So I'll go ahead and pull all this up. That's got a lot of crud in there. I totally missed that, guys. Look at, oh my gosh, Ron. No, I'm not going to go back to the, yeah, I'll go to the toolbox. Wrong toolbox. I want the automotive toolbox for this. There. Well, I think we're going to have to add this to the box of stuff too. Yeah. There's going to be a little bit in there. And I'll go ahead and straighten this out, clean them all off, and we'll try fitting them in there without any paint or anything on them and see what happens. So we've got those to do. The other parts are soaking. The gearbox is here. Since I dropped the wheel and the handle broke off, I got to get this out of here. I've never done this before. I don't want to just start pounding on it. So if anybody's got any suggestions, I'm not in a rush to get this done. This is why I want a stinking manual. I've got the bearings all cleaned up. I've got some oil on them. I blew them out. Spins really nice on either, you know, on both bearings. Spins really nice and smooth. So I think this is going to be okay for us. And everything else in here, like the little top oilers and stuff like that, we're going to have to clean these out. I'm not sure if that's a wick in there or if that's just garbage in there. I'm going to have to do just a little bit of digging to figure it out. I don't know if you can see inside there or not. I don't have my glasses on. So I brought the flooring all the way out to here. That's 4 foot, and then it goes up to 6 foot, and that's the divider that I put in my garage right there. So if you come over here, this is where I've got my lathe. And then we got the mill over here. Box, I just have my toolbox put it over there in the corner right now. I just have it out of the way so I don't bump it and bang it. And I've got the table right there. It's all cleaned and painted. Yeah, I showed you that before. But I'm still working on the inside of this thing. How many of you guys ever seen the inside of one of these? I don't know how much there is to see. Maybe I'll edit a bunch of this out, but there we go. There's where the screw goes in for the saddle. Cartridge assembly, if you want to call it that. But that's where I'm at with the 1.5. Still wrapped up on the top. But we'll get her. And this is where we're at with the other stuff over here. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.